Hello everyone! Mother's Day is fast approaching and I am running out of time to make a bunch of cards for a series like I've been doing in the past, so I whipped up a quick little Mother's Day card this morning. I kind of had the idea in the back of my head, inspired from one of the little outfits my Munchkin wears. So I grabbed some purple, I grabbed some purple Doodlebug cardstock, which has some texture to it, and used my little powder tool to try and alleviate as much static as possible. And then I'm inking up this butterfly stamp from the Paper Smooches Pretty Mama stamp set. And I'm just inking it up with MFT's Sweet Tooth pigment ink, but any white pigment ink would work. And I am stamping it onto the cardstock just randomly, stamping it off here and there so it's not a perfectly structured pattern. And then getting all of this out of the way so that I can add some white embossing powder. And I've mentioned it before, I hate having it in this container. I got this container at Michael's. It's actually meant for photos. So one, the container itself isn't good. It just doesn't seal properly. So I have embossing powder. I still have it all over me. I haven't had time to clean it up. I used just a cable clip to keep it, to keep the spoon up, but even then the spoon gets covered in embossing powder. I just don't like it. I find it a pain in the butt to use. I think it's just way easier to just open the container, dump it over a coffee filter like I usually do, and funnel it back into the little container that it comes with. So it might work better in better containers and better scoops, but I'm just not a fan. I find it's way faster and simpler to use the coffee filters like I always do. So rant over on the embossing powder. Once I did all that and heated it up, no matter what, even using the powder tool, there's still going to be little bits that get stuck in that texture. And then here I just grabbed my Swiffer cloth that I've had on my desk for weeks now and folded over to make sure I didn't have any shimmer over there, and just wiped off any of the powder and maybe little bits of embossing powder that I could. And like I said though, when you're embossing over textured cardstock, it's really hard to not get little bits of embossing powder kind of stuck in the texture. So it's kind of, I just went with it. The little bit didn't bother me. If it was a lot of, you know, speckles here and there, I wouldn't go with it. But the tiny little bit, I just went with it. So I grabbed a strip of orange textured cardstock and inked up the mom stamp from the same set and inked it up with the white pigment ink and stamped it on. Munchkin's little outfit that inspired me. She actually has a pair of little like coral colored pants that went with her little purple shirt. But I didn't have a coral shade of cardstock, and I wanted to keep the same types of cardstock to kind of keep the continuity. So I just went with orange because orange and purple go together quite well. It's a unexpected color combo, especially for a Mother's Day card, but I thought it worked. So I embossed the sentiment, and then I just used my scissors to trim it down, and then cut a little notch in the middle just to have a spot to kind of eyeball so that I can cut a little flag in there. Really simple. Nothing too fancy. And then I'm just going to adhere that flat to the card. I was kind of thinking this would be a good card to make if you're like me and totally forget that Mother's Day is coming and you don't have time and you want to make this flat and quick and easy to pop in the mail. Hey? Yeah, you dropped your guy. So yeah, someone is sitting on my lap again. So, and she's getting a little tired of me doing voiceovers. So anyway, I also cut down a piece of the White Sprinkles vellum, and I cut it to 4 1/4 and 5.5 inches, so it's a full card front size, and then just adhered the purple cardstock to that, and then grab my little scoring board there so I can score my heavyweight white cardstock at 5.5, so it's a top folding card. And then once I'm done that, I'm going to adhere the card front, and I put the adhesive behind the purple cardstock so I don't adhere all the way to the edge, because with vellum it's really hard to get away with not seeing the adhesive, so you always want to try and hide it. So once I've got the adhesive on, I'm going to adhere that to my card, and then to finish it off I'm just going to ink up that butterfly again with a couple of Memento inks, which are behind me. Here they are. I used Grape Jelly and Tangelo Memento inks, which match this cardstock quite well. So just inked up the stamp and stamped it full strength, and then I'd stamp it off here and there, so I've got kind of a couple shades of purple and then orange. And that's all there was to it. So as always, there will be a link below to my blog post and links to all the supplies used. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Can you say bye-bye? Yeah, she's waving at everyone. So I'll see you guys later.